I define my sexiness, not you. Now see that right there? That's a word. So coming into this episode, we still got Giselle and Karen going tit for tat with each other. And this ain't nothing new. These two live to go back and forth. But this time, Giselle had to be beyond bored because she fired off at Karen first for no reason. Because as soon as they got to the estate, they all were having a good time. But Giselle's so miserable and thinks someone owes her something. So she felt the need to call Karen out about giving her an apology. But one thing about it, Karen gonna stand 10 toes and hold her own. So you know Karen had to give Giselle the dumb face like, oh, you talking to me? You talking to me? Because Karen not worrying about you, Giselle, at all. The only thing about their catty little fight this time is that I do believe that the reasoning Karen is not talking to Giselle is kind of mediocre. Which is the whole Giselle wish death on Ray situation that they've been talking about since this whole season started. Now we all know what Giselle meant when she said it. And it wasn't really wishing death on Ray. And if we're being honest, Giselle has said way more terrible things to and about Karen. So I hate that this is what Karen is using as defense towards Giselle. But baby, Karen is about to drag this story and drag Giselle along with it. Granted, I don't give a flying fiery fuck if Karen didn't like Giselle if she stepped on her toe 10 years ago. I'm rooting for Karen to light Giselle up every time. But also, again, for me, it is the audacity that Giselle wants Karen to apologize to her because she says Karen was talking about her family. Girl, please. You talk about and bring up problems about people, family, and relationship all the time. So how dare you think you get special treatment, boo? It doesn't go that way. And let's be clear, Karen did not talk about her family. Karen called her out on using Jamal as a storyline that we all knew was fake anyways, so she can let that story go already. Please, Giselle, girl, please. The reason why it hit Giselle extra hard is because at the reunion, Monique had no receipts to back up what Karen was asking Giselle. And on top of that, we had the audio of the daddy talking about not liking Giselle getting back with Jamal because of all his baby mamas incurring and all the women he messes around with. So Giselle need to find something better to attack Karen about. Or just shut up, period. But one thing about it, Karen is not letting up, as she shouldn't. But getting back into this episode, per usual, we have some of the girls coming to Giselle's defense. So Wendy told Karen, in all fairness, to me, that is not wishing death on someone. Well, Wendy, baby, who asked you? Because while you around here defending Giselle's honor, she's coming for your neck and your man as well. So you might want to sit back, eat your hors d'oeuvres, and just watch. And of course, Robin jumped in to say something as well because she can't go a day without defending Giselle. At this point, I just think it's in her DNA. Like, it has to be genetics at this point because she can't help herself. And I get that Robin and Giselle are like best friends, but baby, if you feel like your best friend can't protect herself in her own battles, she needs to stop creating problems and beefs. Even Candace had to jump in and say her piece on what Karen and Giselle are arguing about. But she played the middleman, saying that they both said and did things to each other that weren't the feelings that they are feeling now. But let's be honest, Karen never really came for Giselle. Even at times when we wanted Karen to lay Giselle out, she didn't. She stayed quiet. But now that Karen has been stepping on Giselle's neck and not letting her bully her, everyone feels like they have to step in because if we are being honest, Giselle can't hold her own weight when someone is coming back at her. She'll say slick stuff, but she ain't really like coming back for real. But they gonna learn to stop treating Giselle like she is the queen and she runs shit because she don't run nothing but that mouth. And she only do that because y'all don't want to shut her up. But one thing about it, Karen ain't going for that. Karen gonna shut her up every single time and don't feel bad about it. So I suggest everyone boss up like Karen and stop playing peasant to a peasant. So Candace brought up that the both of them need to take time alone to handle and talk their problems out one-on-one without people around. But let's be real, with an audience or without, neither one of them would truly back down. We all know how the apology will go because we have seen it before. Giselle will apologize and Karen will apologize and they will be cool for a second and boom. Giselle would say or do something in a sneaky, shady way to Karen. Karen would catch it, respond back with fire, and Giselle will play dumb like she doesn't get why Karen is so hostile, and the cycle will begin once again. And honestly, we are tired of it. I don't need them to kiss and make up. I don't need them to be friends. They both can stay in their respective corners and be in the group cordially, like Kenya and Portia is. But please, we don't need them as friends. We really don't, and we really don't care. And as y'all can see, it is not Karen who is pressed to be back cool with Giselle. It is Giselle that is most pressed. And I think that is because we all know that even though Karen says crazy things time and time, Karen is the fun one out of the two. So Giselle wants to be back friends with Karen. And I would stand on that. Oh, and even Mia said something because she feels like she is in the middle. And girl, I don't know why. The tit for tat with them started way before you even came into this booth, so you tried it. Baby, even a scholar, everybody tired of it at this point, but a scholar said something, and I don't know what it is, but there is something about a scholar's tone and voice that makes me want to listen to her when she calls the ladies out. And it is so weird because deep down, I want to be like, a scholar, girl, you was new to all of this. You need to sit back and just listen as well. But the fact that she doesn't makes me like her. But then again, I don't know because sis, you saying too much to know nothing. And plus, you are Robin's friend and it don't really get you no point, you know? But hopefully we get into a scholar a little more while they are on this trip. And she won't be around Robin as much since she is sleeping in the cottage with Wendy and Karen and not in the estate with Candice, Mia, Giselle, and Robin. Speaking of, y'all, this little cottage that Candice put Karen, Wendy, and the scholar is the help headquarters compared to the main estate everyone else is staying at. It's so small to the point they have to drive 5 minutes back and forth to get to the main big house because I guess the people said they ain't want this little cottage next to this big estate. Now, Candice, girl, you could have at least found a house with more rooms, or the cottage could have at least been right next door to the estate. But child, it's the ghetto, okay? And I ain't gonna lie, I would have just slept on the couch how Marlo did when the girls in Atlanta went to Carolina. I would just do that and I would have been all right. Because, girl, what is this cottage mess? It looks like they are going to get all type of bites when they wake up. I ain't gonna lie. Granted, the cottage is nice. It's little, but it's nice. And don't get me wrong, it is definitely more fitting for me and my friends on a budget. But for them, they supposed to be living in luxury. But the estate put the cottage to magnificent shame, okay? But now that the girls are at the cottage, they are trying to get settled in. So Karen needs help getting her stuff up the stairs, and the scholar said she would help them. But Karen called that girl Tesla. Now, Karen, you know that ain't that girl name. So Karen then apologized and brought up how she asked a scholar to go out and get tea with her or something so she can get to know her more. So Scholar said, well, I've been waiting for the tea ever since and you never, followed up. She was like, damn, is it gonna get imported from London or what? Baby, a Scholar and her comebacks is definitely on point. And I ain't gonna lie, she good with it. But needless to say, I would keep my eye on them two linking up. Cause when the time comes, it's gonna be exciting. I just feel it. But anyways, let's move on. So now that everyone is settled in, the girls are about to go out for dinner. But before we get into all the dramatics with the girls at dinner, we have to talk about Ashley and Michael. Because even though Michael has given us cringy creep vibes throughout the season, one thing we can always count on with him is dropping the tea and being a top-notch shady white man. But more importantly, but not really important, Ashley's supposed to be going up to meet with the girls. Even though this is Candice's trip and Candice did not invite her, but Giselle did, so she gonna go up there. But we all know that Ashley really don't want to go. I just think that she ain't got no choice at this point because my girl is boring this season trying to play house. So we need her out with the ladies doing something, and it's a mess. Because we can only care about watching her and Dean's name being called and holding on to Dylan for so long. Girl, we is bored with you, okay? Enough is enough. Get back in the mess. But anyways, while Ashley is back at home getting ready to take some family pictures, she is talking to Michael about Dylan in the process that she has been going through with caring for his Judas condition and how it's starting to clear up, but she is just tired. And honestly, a baby and a toddler around you 24/7, it can wear you out. So it's understandable why she's so tired. But I also think this was her way to bring up to Michael that she was going to hang out with the ladies, which he was fine with. I mean, why wouldn't he be? I mean, he complained in the past, but he ain't got no choice. Michael need to be doing everything to get Ashley away from him while she is filming, so we don't have to see or hear no mess he has caused on their relationship like he has done time and time again. But anywho, Ashley brought up how she and Candace still ain't all that cool and cozy, which of course they not. With all the beefing and arguing they've been through, but she's still gonna show up to the trip like she planned and like she said. She also brought up how Giselle told her that Giselle said she is ready to start dating child. And really, who cares? She is so messy and miserable and old. Like, who won't put up with that at her big old age? But since we here, Ashley had the nerve to ask Michael if he knew anybody for Giselle. Like, Ashley, girl, out of all the people in the world, you chose to ask Michael, your husband, to find someone for Giselle? After all the things she had said about that man and y'all relationship? Girl, you was bold, okay? Real bold. I personally wouldn't trust Michael with trying to hook Giselle up with someone. That man may send a hitman with that girl on clip. How nasty she was to him, I can only imagine the things. But Michael's so damn shady, he gonna say, well, ain't one available? That man is messy. We like the messy though, so keep it up, Michael. But Michael knows that one is supposedly engaged and about to get married to Robin, who is Giselle's BFF. So why he gonna say that? Well, I'm gonna tell you why he said it. Michael is basically throwing out there what we already all know, but it's low-key like he confirming it because, Michael and Juan kind of low-key cool. It's just not like in the forefront like that, but they cool. But Michael is basically saying that Juan and Robin ass ain't getting married. He don't plan on it. It ain't happening. Married. That's what Michael's saying. And he been trying to tell us this since last year, but the marriage is part of Robin's storyline, so she gonna stick beside it. The thing is, Robin keeps blaming her not getting married because of the pandemic, which we all know is BS because let's be real. Robin and Juan have been married before. So they did the wedding situation and so on. And they both are penny pinchers and don't like to waste money like that. So it ain't like they plan on having a big wedding anyways. That's not even Robin's style. And it damn sure ain't Juan's. So it takes nothing for them to go to the courthouse and get their marriage license and papers and do something small and intimate. It's so simple and easy. And if they want to have a big wedding, they can come later. People love weddings, so they gonna show up regardless. So with that being said, the whole they not getting married because of the pandemic is a whole lie. And the fact that they think we believe it is even more sick. So Michael is like, well, I told y'all it wasn't going to happen. And I'm like, well, you were right. Listen, Ashley is boring without Michael. Michael is the tea that we need. Even through all his scandals, he says things on the show that we all be thinking at home. But yeah, that's that. Let's get back to the ladies. So they are finally getting ready for dinner, and we got to talk about Wendy because they just ain't gonna let up on this girl new flow. They just not, so let's talk about it. So we all know Sis got her body done. And she is flaunting it with pride, baby. And I love that for her. Because, girl, you brought it, you like it, show it off. Sure, I ain't mad at you. Now, what I am mad at is Wendy looking cheesy in her Versace with that tight top on. It is clear that the girls of Potomac don't know how to dress. Like, none of them. Not a single soul. Except for Escala-ish, maybe. But she is new, so I can't really bank on her yet because she's still giving me Simple Betty. But because Wendy don't know how to dress naturally and she has a new body, she's, trying out all these new looks and all these new styles with her body. And it's giving real tight and it's giving real cheesy. Now, my motto is, if it ain't tight, it ain't right. So I am here for the idea of what Wendy is trying to put out. It's just she is lacking the execution of it. And that's all I got to say on it. Other than that, I don't have no problem with Wendy showing off her body to the world. But you know who do got a problem? Who else? The basic green eye bandits, Giselle and Robin. Now, y'all, everyone is ready and dressed, and the college girls got to take a drive over to the estate. So they are waiting for them to arrive. Giselle and Robin, while they is waiting for them to arrive, Giselle and Robin is talking about Wendy and how she is dressing and acting. And it's like, what does her body have to do with y'all? Aggravating. And Giselle is trying to make it seem like she is changing up and being this new person because the rumors of Wendy's husband, about her husband sleeping around and having another child. Now, mind y'all, them rumors were not ever circulating around like that. For it to be as big of an issue as Giselle is trying to make it. She claims she don't do rumors, but she the rumor starter. And once again, here she goes starting some mess up about somebody in a family. Her old behind needs to die, for real. And then you got Dodo Bird Robin sitting and talking with her and agreeing like she always do. So this is the thing for me. So Robin brought up the bodysuit that Wendy had on when they was on a bus. And it was one of them bodysuits that shows off your side hips. And it is basically like, a style that the girls are wearing now. And if you have the body, you can pull it off. And Wendy has the body. So she was able to pull it off. And they acted like it was just so disgusting seeing Wendy wearing all of that. Like, please. She can wear whatever she feels like. Y'all need to worry about why y'all look like y'all always dress like y'all just walked out of Goodwill and pay those closets. That's what they need to be focused on. Robin also questioned that if she was to meet Wendy today, if she would instantly connect with her how she did when she met Wendy last year. And it is so crazy to me that because Wendy is changing up her style and showing off how confident she is, that all of a sudden they don't know if they will or would have liked her if she would have been a person that she is today. And I don't like that. But let's be clear. Ain't nothing changed about Wendy but her clothes, her body. And she just a little louder than before. That's really it. But other than that, she's still the same. I just think this is another case of someone that Robin and Giselle were cool with is now gaining more attention than they is. Because remember, Wendy has always been able to read them down. Wendy always had that down pat. But she never really did it that much. And she never was like in the forefront like that. So they trying to make it seem like she's like more of a colder person. But to me, it seems like Wendy is more open and fun and just, bubbly. So really, I just think they jealous. That's just it. Because they keep saying how they don't care how Wendy dressed, yet they keep bringing up how Wendy is dressing. They a mess. Anyways, they finally get to dinner and conversations start rolling. And guess who is leading them all? Giselle. So it starts off with Candace talking about her and Chris' situation and how their gender roles has been reversed since he be home cooking for her and so-called managing her child. While she got, while she gets to the bag. And if she wants to call that reverse gender roles, then that's cute and cool for her. But it sounds like he need to get up and get out and get a job. But if it works for them, child, come here. It's a fact, though, that Giselle got all the opinions and questions in the world about that girl's situation. It's like she's really mastered the art of coming off as she cares, when really she just wants to be nosy. That's it. Granted, Candace is one of those people that will openly and easily share information about her relationship and about what she got going on when no one asks her. So it's easy to get things out of her. But still, Giselle is nosy. Next, we got Robin bringing up the fact that Juan is telling her she needs to get up out the bed and do something with herself because how she been acting lately, she act like she can't move, and he said that's unattractive. And Robin explained how lately she has been really feeling motivated with getting things done. And as much as I don't care for Robin, I understand Robin. I can't believe I just said it. So like with me, I have the tendency to sit and just be in the bed watching things and don't feel motivated. And she brings up how she isn't depressed, and I agree. I'm not depressed either. I ain't nothing. It's like this unexplainable feeling. But see, I know how to get myself out of it when it all boils down to it. But Robin, she claims she in a rut, and honestly, I get her, but I don't get her. It really is something about being in a house for a year with no sense of purpose that dropped my urge to want to do things to a low point. Granted, I naturally don't want to do stuff, but now that I can really not do stuff, it just enabled me in like the worst way. So I get Robin, although some people think she is lying. But I just think if you're not in it or going through it, you won't really know what she means. And of course, it sounds crazy. It sounds like you're depressed, but you say you're not depressed, but it makes you sound crazy. But anyways, here comes Giselle with her 2 cents, child, telling Robin that no man wants to marry an unattractive person, and that can probably be the reason the wedding is being held up with one. Girl, what? What type of friend are you? All Giselle could have said was, oh no, Robin, like, that's not cute. You gotta do better. Basically, like, let's figure this out so I can help you. Like, or, you know, something of that nature. But no, she ain't doing none of that. She just making the girl feel worse. But Robin needs to get up though, for real. Because she has kids, and she said her kids is failing school based off of her action. And that right there, I can't back her up on that. You know, get your ass up, girl. And get them kids to school and get them doing better. Anyways, Wendy chimed in and said that she agreed with Robin and can relate to her feeling overwhelmed. And here comes Giselle, again, talking about somebody else. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone is going to put their business out there, I have no problem with people expressing their thoughts on the situation. But when you are the only person at the table talking about the information and what you are feeding back isn't helpful, then your 2 cents is useless and unnecessary. So you should shut up, but not Giselle. That girl can talk, and I agree with Karen when she said Giselle is quick to bust into somebody else's business to take attention off of her and the shit show of a life she has. And as we see now, it's true. So Giselle tells Wendy that something about her is different and that she has seen more of Wendy's body part in the past month than the entire time she has known Wendy. And Robin chimed in, of course, and said that Wendy she met last year was not as loose as the Wendy this year. Like, girl, what? At this point, what the hell are they even talking about? It's like the way they are trying to describe how Wendy is now and what we are seeing from Wendy is not adding up. Yes, Wendy has changed up a little, but she ain't no damn loose now. Come on. She ain't loose. But one thing about it, if you come for Wendy, be fully prepared because she gonna come at you with facts and gonna make you go back and make you realize what you said, how you said it, and why what you said was wrong. So when Giselle brought up that this new Wendy don't have any substance compared to how she was last year, they gave Wendy ammo. And she told Giselle the problem is people act like women can't be sexy and have substance. And before she can really get into it, Mia, Lord Jesus, Mia, intervenes and says that she can't agree with Wendy because, quote unquote, you would never see Michelle Obama or Oprah with their boobs out. Again, what are we even talking about here? Mia, you can't name drop people as if you are in their life every day because let's be clear, there are 2, 3, 4 sides to people, and just because the main side you see or we see from Michelle Obama or Oprah is their business side, don't mean they ain't out here wilding their profiling or showing off their body. You just don't see it. And there are plenty of times we have seen Michelle in the 2-piece bathing suit flaunting her body. And only God knows what Oprah be out here doing. So I don't like how y'all are trying to keep Wendy in this little professional professor box y'all seen her in last year. Maybe she wasn't cool with y'all and ready to open up to y'all like that, Giselle and Robin. So that's what we not gonna do. The problem is people be so used to one way of things and want everyone else around them to confine in that one way. But no, because if that is not me, I would not do it. And that is why I am happy that Wendy is being the way that she is being, because she has her degrees, her professional job, and her boobs and ass out. That ain't taken away from what she can accomplish and what she has accomplished. And it's like, all y'all basic anyway, so how dare y'all come for this girl? But what I loved about this episode the most was when Giselle said that Wendy was sexy last year when she was all buttoned up like a professor. And Wendy told her ass, well, you don't define what is sexy to me. Like, you don't define sexiness to me. I do. Baby, at that point, they should have just all walked out and left the table, because that conversation should have been over right then and there. At that point, it was over for me at that point. But Giselle so damn miserable. She kept going at the damn girl, Wendy, trying to make it seem like Wendy lacks confidence in that's why she got her body done. But Wendy just had a child and she just got a mummy makeover. And she feels good and brand new as any woman would. So please, Giselle, girl, they need to stop with this narrative of this girl lacking confidence. It is so tiring, because all I see is one old mammy trying to knock somebody else down. But Wendy ain't letting up, and I love that for Wendy. Oh yeah. And she gonna lie and say she bringing up this conversation because of how Wendy was snapping on Mia when they was at Ashley's prepper party. But Wendy snapped on Ashley like that too, like the year before. So that was not the first time. Granted, I did want Wendy to hush so I could hear Mia respond, because Mia was putting to dig herself in the grave, but you know. But that is nothing new from Wendy, so it's like Giselle needs to give it up already. Like, girl, plus she is a damn lie, because she is really questioning Wendy, because she wants to see if she can slide in saying Wendy may be acting this way because of the rumor with her husband. Giselle ain't slick as she thinks she is. She just couldn't get it out, so that's why she said that. So since her ass at the table calling and talking about everybody else in their business, a scholar turned the tables onto her and asked Giselle, well, are you in a relationship? Because it's been different things floating around about you and, you know, Jamal. Child, why Giselle gonna say she won't discuss her business in front of trolls? Basically saying she don't want to talk about it because Karen right there. Girl, you don't want to talk about it because it wasn't true and you ain't come up with your lie quick enough. Because one thing about it, Giselle ain't quick on her feet. She may always got something to say about everybody else, but she is not quick on her feet when the tables turn on her. Giselle is so flawed, and they never call her out on it. Granted, Karen did, and Wendy told her that was unfair. But it's like, that's not enough. At this point, what they need to do is ignore her ass when she asks questions to them and only answer questions from other people. Because who the hell she thinks she is? She always demanding answers from other people, but she can't reciprocate that same energy. That is sick. But once that was all said and done, and it was a new day, Wendy and Karen ended up having a conversation about that dinner at night, and Karen had to reassure to Wendy to not let Giselle get to her. And I think Wendy feelings was hurt the most because she really looked to Giselle as like a big sister. And the fact that she said that girl had no substance really like took a toll on her. My thing is, how many times this old lady has talked down and about people? At this point, y'all putting y'all own selves in them predicaments, because she hasn't changed. She is showing her stripes. She like a zebra. She show them stripes. She like a giraffe. She show her spots. Like she like a snake. She slither. Like she ain't hiding it. Y'all just keep falling for it. But she is not hiding who she is as a person. And Karen keep telling y'all time to time, don't fall for it, but y'all don't listen to her. But I was happy Karen was there to let Wendy know, like, hey, she did all that attacking on you last night about what you do, but her ass do the same thing. The only difference is she don't look as good. And that's a self-esteem problem that she needs to take up with herself. Now, those ain't Karen words, those are mine, but Karen said the same thing. But overall, this was honestly a good and fulfilled episode. They are starting to really get into things, and I love that. But anyways, you already know what it is and how it goes down over here. Go down below and comment your thoughts on this episode. Like this video, and last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the Queen, baby.